Did we build on sand, or did we build on stone?
Welcome back, good people. Welcome back to another album review here at Take Clark Music. Take Clark's Garage review of Ben Chapman's new album, Make the Night Better. But before we get into that, like always, like, subscribe, hit the Patreon page. Don't forget, I have recently launched an Etsy store. Check that out. There's some cool shit on there. Buy some gear, help support the page. A couple videos ago, I said we cracked 100 subscribers. Thank you very much for that. That's cool. So let's get into this. Ben Chapman, Make the Night Better. Released March 9th, 2022. 13 tracks, 50 minutes and 24 seconds. Now, if you are like me and you're new to Ben Chapman's music, you may be wondering how I stumbled upon this cat. One of the artists that I follow on Instagram, which I will talk about here in a second, mentioned this cat and had a song with him. So I dug into it. Now, when I first heard it, I was really into it. One of the reasons that I am is obviously this cat has listened to a ton of Waylon Jennings with some Marshall Tucker, maybe some Roger Miller. That's just what I hear. The band on this is tight, but there is something about an electric guitar that's clean and snappy through a Fender. You can kind of tell that somebody's using a Fendery thing, or there's something about a clean, snappy, Fendery sound with a phaser. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go crank up a Waylon Jennings album and you'll hear it. You'll hear that sound. When people talk the outlaw sound, that's kind of it, right? So anyways, got into this dude, and I have to admit, since this came out, I have wore this album out 2 or 3 times. Really good jam on here. So like I said, influence wise, I feel like there's some Waylon, I feel like Roger Miller, little Marshall Tucker maybe. Of course, everybody, it's got that southern influence when you're from North Georgia, which I read on the cat's bio on his website that this is where he's from. Myself from North Georgia originally, so if you're one of those folk that happen to be from that area, you understand what that southern feel is. It ain't a derogatory thing, it's just a feel, and it's in our blood. It's in the rhythm of everything that we do, from the way we walk, the way we talk, to the music we listen to. So ain't nothing wrong with it, folks. Just is what it is. Be proud of where you're from. Anyways, let's get into my top 3. So my top 3 songs on this, like I said, this is 13 songs, and number 3 for me is a song called Things People Say. Now, this is something that happens every day in our lives, and this is actually the song that got me into this cat. So this song features a guy named Channing Wilson. Channing Wilson is also a North Georgia guy. I've shared a stage or 2 with Channing Wilson. I really dig his style. I dig his voice. If you haven't heard Channing Wilson, I'll put a link to his stuff down below. Get you some of that. But anyways, so this song is called Things People Say. It is the 3rd song on the album, and it runs 3 minutes 14 seconds. Now, not only did Channing being on the song draw me to it when he put it on his Instagram, but listening to the lyrical content of it, they're basically talking about things people say to you when stuff ain't going right. You know, it'll be alright, this, that, and the other. Don't worry about her, whatever. It's a subject matter that we've all lived and we've all thought. So I thought it was very, very clever songwriting. Plus, like I said in the intro to the video, it's got that Waylon Whoever played guitar on this is nailing that Waylon halftime feel with the kind of phaser Telecaster thing going. So I really dig it. So that's my number 3 song on the album. My number 3 song from the album. It's the number 3 song on the album. 3 minutes, 14 seconds. It's called Things People Say. Now, my number 2 song is actually the number 6 song, and it's called Hippie Speedball. Hippie Speedball runs 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, to me, it's just me, this it has that Waylon feel to it. But I want to be honest, the lyrical delivery and the tempo and all that, it's got a Grateful Dead kind of vibe going on to it. I mean, prime Dead. Not later Jerry, not early Jerry, but like mid-70s, late 70s, early 80s Jerry, where the band was just trucking along and they could get into some locked-in grooves. I just hear that. Of course, I hear the phaser on the guitar, so it's got that Waylon thing to it. This is a rolling down the road, windows down, music cranked kind of vibe. I just like the feel to it. If you're into the Dead, it's kind of an Alabama Getaway kind of thing for me. So that's my number 2 jam on the album, Hippie Speedball, 4 minutes 26 seconds. Now, let's get into my number 1 song on the album. And this was a tough one because, like I said, 13 cuts, every one of them's prime. Every one of them's like USDA to me, prime cuts. So number 1 for me, and it may have just been the moment that I was going through the album, it's called Puppet Strings, the 5th song on the album, and it runs 4 minutes 29 seconds. Now, why did I pick this as my number 1? Good thing you asked, is I'm fixing to tell you ass. Every day in our day-to-day lives, we take a look around at our 40-hour-a-week job. Some of us do, some of us may not. Some of us may get up and just roll on in, and some of us may think, what am I doing and do I fit in? And I have struggled with that for a little bit here. That's the subject matter. The opening line, get up, lace your boots up, go to work, realize that 9 to 5 is not your gig. It's what this song's about. And for me, it hit home when I heard it, just with things going on with work. Everybody's got shit goes on at work. And this song just hit home for me. So I can feel it, I can dig it. And that's my number 1 song off the album. That's the 5th song on the album, Puppet Strings. 4 minutes, 29 seconds. If you're struggling with your 40-hour work week job, get on that jam. Check it out. So there's my review of Ben Chapman, Make the Night Better. What do I give it on my jam scale? I give this 4.5 jams. It's good. It's good. I think the phaser thing that I mentioned that I love so much, maybe just a tad overused. That's why I'm giving it a 4.5, not a 5. That's a nitpicky thing, but it's like Waylon. You listen to Waylon, and there's people out there that I know that just live and die Waylon, and I'm one of them guys sometimes, but that phaser thing, it's like Robin Trower and his Univibe. Like, click that thing off, man. And I'm bad about it. Like, when I play guitar, I love a phaser or a Univibe. It's like sometimes with Jerry and his auto wah, and I'm talking guitar pedals if you don't know what I'm talking, but it's like, click that thing off every now and then, bro. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's why it's 4.5. Phaser thing's just nitpicky as hell. Album's produced well, sounds well, people. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to crank it. You're going to love it when you're rolling through the backwoods or you're rolling to work. Like I said, I've listened to it around the house. So there you go. Ben Chapman, Make the Night Better. Hit the guy's website up. Support small artists. I hope this dude blows up. I saw he's got a bunch of tour dates. So there you go. Remember, be kind to each other. Music is love. Love is music. Stay safe. Keep rocking.